Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay? I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. And I'm a man, and by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. I'm sure we had lots of boats go there also, but we need that because if you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese destroyers and bigger, there are Russian submarines all over the place. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to be doing something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way. Please, go ahead, ma'am.
On Greenland, Mr. President, why is it so important to you to own it when you have a military presence there, which you could expand to affect the security?
Because when we own it, we defend it. You don't defend leases the same way. You have to own it. And, with a nation, look at what happened with Obama, with that horrible deal they made with Iran. It was a short-term deal. It was like a 9-year deal. Countries can't make 9-year deals or even 100-year deals. Countries have to have ownership. And you defend ownership, you don't defend leases. And we'll have to defend Greenland. If we don't do it, China or Russia will. It's not going to happen. We are not going to have, and I like China, I like Russia, I love the people of China, I love the people of Russia. I get along very well with President Putin, but I'm very disappointed in him. I get along very well with President Xi. I'm going to go over to China in April, but I don't want them as a neighbor in Greenland. Not going to happen. And by the way, and NATO's got to understand that. I'm all for NATO. I saved NATO. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have a NATO right now. But we're not going to allow Russia or China to occupy Greenland, and that's what's going to happen if we don't.
Good evening and welcome to Newscope Daily TV, where we break down the stories shaping global power, diplomacy, and the future of international relations. If you value clear analysis and global perspective, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to support independent news coverage. Tonight, we turn to a statement that has sparked global debate and diplomatic shockwaves. Former USS President Donald Trump has once again reignited controversy by declaring that the United States will acquire Greenland, whether they like it or not. His justification? A stark warning about China and Russia. Trump's statement, Greenland, as a strategic prize. Speaking on Friday, Donald Trump said the United States must acquire Greenland, arguing that global competition leaves Washington with no alternative. According to Trump, if the U.S. does not act decisively, China or Russia eventually will. His words were blunt and uncompromising. When asked why the United States would need to own Greenland instead of simply expanding its already significant military presence on the island, Trump responded with a simple but revealing phrase, "When we own it, we defend it." This statement reflects a worldview where territorial ownership is directly tied to security, control, and long-term geopolitical dominance. Why Greenland matters? Greenland is not just a vast, icy island. It is one of the most strategically important territories in the modern world. Geography. Located between North America and Europe, Greenland sits at the heart of the Arctic, a region rapidly becoming a new frontier of global competition. Military significance. The USS already operates the Thule Air Base in Greenland, a key part of America's missile defense and early warning systems. Natural resources. As Arctic ice melts, Greenland's vast reserves of rare earth minerals, oil, gas, and strategic metals are becoming more accessible. Shipping routes. New Arctic sea lanes could dramatically reshape global trade. In short, Greenland represents power, security, and future economic leverage. China and Russia in the Arctic. Trump's argument is rooted in a broader reality. The Arctic is no longer a quiet, frozen zone. Russia has heavily militarized its Arctic coastline, reopening Soviet-era bases and deploying advanced weapon systems. China, though not an Arctic nation, has declared itself a near-Arctic state and invested in infrastructure, research stations, and mining projects across the region. From Trump's perspective, Greenland is a strategic asset the U.S. cannot afford to lose influence over, especially in an era of great power rivalry. Legal and diplomatic fallout, however, Trump's language raises serious legal and diplomatic questions. Greenland is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. It is not for sale, and both Danish and Greenlandic leaders have repeatedly rejected any suggestion of U.S. ownership. International law strongly opposes the acquisition of territory without consent. Trump's statement, whether they like it or not, has alarmed allies and critics alike, who see it as undermining the principles of sovereignty and self-determination. For many observers, this rhetoric echoes an older era of imperial politics, clashing sharply with modern international norms. What this signals about U.S.'s strategy beyond Greenland itself, Trump's remarks reveal something deeper about his approach to global power. A belief in hard control over strategic assets, a readiness to challenge diplomatic conventions, a worldview shaped by direct competition rather than multilateral cooperation. Supporters argue this realism protects American interests in a dangerous world. Critics warn it could destabilize alliances and fuel global tensions. Global reactions and what comes next. While no formal policy change has followed these remarks, the message is clear: the Arctic is becoming a central arena of global rivalry, and Greenland sits at its center. Whether Trump's comments are a negotiating tactic, a campaign signal, or a genuine policy intention, they have once again pushed Greenland and Arctic geopolitics into the global spotlight. As the world enters an era of renewed great power competition, statements like these remind us that geography, resources, and power politics still matter, perhaps more than ever. What do you think? Should strategic security justify territorial ownership, or does this rhetoric risk crossing dangerous international lines? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more in-depth global analysis like this, subscribe to Newscope Daily TV, like this video, and share it with others who care about understanding the forces shaping our world. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next report.